This is Dirt Rally. We're on Xbox Series X taking a look at this first entry in the spin-off series for the Dirt Racing franchise. Something that has traditionally been, sort of, I guess you say, an open type of experience, a lot more about natural environments, and they thought they would focus in on the rally element of it, which is a lot more of a precise, sort of lap and much more technically detailed sort of racing experience if you're familiar with what the rally sport is all about. So on Series X, what we're getting here with this first rally title is 1080p at 60 FPS with auto HDR support, and yeah, it actually does look really good considering its age. I mean, it's not perfectly sharp like you would imagine the second Rally, because there's Dirt Rally 2 is also an option. Oh jeez, this is ridiculous, come on. But it still, feels really good. The fluidity level is fantastic. And yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with this experience. I was definitely not expecting such a rainy track. But yeah, it's Rally. You're either competing sort of on your own little setup, or you're directly going against others if you're doing more of an arena type circuit. Depends on what style you're playing, and there's also online multiplayer too. If you want to compete against others, you get those different options. But you kind of got to deal with your times and work through a scenario of events. There is the whole, sort of campaign type element, or career option if you want to drive that way. And then to the side of that, you've got quick events and some other little smaller tournament type options, with a selection of maps and ways to compete and play with others. But as you can tell, not great myself, but we're going to show off some more racing options in a sec here. So this is another race. What we're doing here is doing a bit of a hill climb, some might say. So we did the rally cross, doing the hill climb now, and then we're going to do the regular rally afterwards. Just trying to show off the variety of the different racing options and to give you an idea of the varied environments that you can have. They do have a range of different vehicles that you can use within the game, and they also have a number of different options for, geez, the handling on this takes a little bit to get used to. And they have a variety of different liveries, so you can change how these vehicles look, get different customization options basically. But it's a very much heavy set, more true to actual simulation rally type of experience if you're looking for that. It's definitely not forgiving like a number of racing titles are these days, where they lead more towards the arcade element. This is actually, attempting to be a rally experience, which obviously I am not necessarily the best at, but it's still quite cool to be here, taking a look at, Dirt Rally and giving a showcase of it. I mean, personally, I like the core Dirt series. That's more my sort of jam. But I know a lot of people do love the rally element of it, hence why we have, well, basically, this whole standalone sort of rally-focused experience, because it's something that a lot of people like, and it's obviously successful enough to the point that we've had, not just one of them, but we've actually had two rally experiences. As you can tell, corners, not my strong suit in racing games, that's for sure. And rally is a lot of fast-paced, and then switching and hitting corners and adjusting your speeds and everything like that. So a little bit hardcore, but it is kind of cool seeing the experience, running at that fluidity level. I mean, obviously you get like a very static backdrop, which is kind of a little rougher on the eyes at this point, but it's still sort of a nice scenic experience that I think is a pretty well put together package. I do think the second one sort of evolved a lot of different mechanics of what this provided, but it's kind of cool having the two different options, right? Because they do provide different things, and they are different rally-going experiences. Yeah, and then the auto HDR is kind of a nice touch-up, because it just helps blend in some of the lighting elements of the experience, and yeah, it just adds a nice little, I guess you could say, usually with HDR, it's like a nice baked feeling to the visuals. And I think that's kind of, alive and true here. There's a good selection of tracks and different racing options if you're into, again, the whole rally sport type thing. I think the funny part is, in real life, I think I'd definitely be a lot better at this. And my vehicle is actually an RS model. It's just kind of funny to think about. And then in these games, it's just like, oh, I need something a little bit more open. But it's so neat. Ooh, geez, that's not good. It's so neat driving along like the side of a hill here. It's really quite a cool experience for sure. I'm gonna show off some different options. That was not smart to do that at that point. Yeah, I was trying to show off the different car options here. See, that looks like super low res compared to, you know, the car interiors we have nowadays. I mean, this isn't technically that old of a title if you really think about it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, very much of its era. Getting a lot of time penalties. It's going to be killer. These guys, for some reason, that have hiked up the side of this cliff. I think some of them are officials, are just probably pondering my insanity. Yeah, you know, I kind of refuse to believe people would walk up the side of this hill to watch cars kind of race alongside it, but, you know, all to their own, I guess, if that's their idea of a good time, I suppose. They're very respectful, though. Definitely got some cool posturing things going on with their hands, which is kind of funny. But, yeah, actually it kind of looks like they're all standing either disapprovingly, or it looks like they're posing at a funeral or something. But, yeah, let's show off a regular rally setup now that we've done the rally crawls and the sort of chasing scene. So this is another scenario. This is more of like a true rally setup, if that makes sense.
3, 2, 1, go.
And there's also an element of being able to, I guess you could say, adjust the setup in regards to the UI, but also randomize the events in regards to the weathering and the different scenarios you're here. Obviously, with this being a bit of a night track, I thought this was actually a good showcase to be like, hey, you know, there's different options and challenges that you're going to kind of face along the way. So I do also suggest, you know, at this point in time, the most recent Dirt entry, because I think that one's really fun, but it does lean a lot more arcadey than this does. So if you want more sim, this is where it's at. The, you know, sim as in simulation. I think it hits that kind of mark quite well. But yeah, you know, not every element of this holds up perfectly, and it seems like maybe it was a lower budget type rally game at its time, but it's still pretty good, you know, for what it's trying to provide. So I think a lot of folks might find this to be kind of interesting if they're looking for this type of experience setup. Don't worry, cars always do that. It's totally cool. They totally run into trees. That's part of rally, guys. Don't worry about it. Totally cool. As I'm not paying attention. Am I supposed to go? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to go this way. Okay, I feel like I missed a marker there on being told where to go. You can see how they're giving me like little sign things where they're like, this at this place, turn right here, do this at this, keep going straight. You know, stuff like that. That's kind of part of the rally instructions.
And right 5 opens crest, continues for 130, and tights 4, don't cut.
But yeah, you know, it's loaded with a decent amount of content, different modes, different things to do. I don't really have many other details to talk about on this one aside from just showing off more gameplay so you get a further idea of how it's handling, but yeah, it's kind of a neat experience. Definitely different, because, you know, we do get a handful of more rally-oriented titles or a number of, like, racing games throwing a little bit of the rally into it. But this one is really just truly embracing, I think, the essence of this type of driving experience, which is kind of cool, you know. Like, I think it's this one, and I want to say it's like WRC or something like that, or your rally, sort of like key rally options, gameplay-wise. Bit of a bump in the road there.
Small crest and left 5 long bump into crest jump maybe, and right 5 long tightens 3 over crest.
Uh-oh.
80.
Well, that didn't work at all. It's gonna be a bit of a hit on my time lap, that's for sure.
And left 4 tightens 3 over crest 80. Crest jump maybe past junction. And
Yeah, those lights look so weird on this too. Maybe that's like the auto HDR doing that. I don't know, like the lighting. It's like this weird sort of haze effect around it that just looks really odd. I don't know if that's intended or not. I mean, I think it's supposed to show. It doesn't like detail the trees as well in the upper like lighting area, but it just like it gets just distracting visually, which I think is funny.
Right 3 over crest don't cut. And left 5 long times 340.
Oh, jeez. Don't worry, we're all cool. Just a little bit of a car crash.
Maybe don't cut 80.
Out in the dark. Not an issue. This is totally fine.
80.
But I think we should show off a bit of another
Left 6
racing
half long.
option because
Middle
this one
over
is
crest,
long.
200 through dip.
And I'm seemingly having a
Middle
harder and
over
harder
2
time to
crest,
stay on the
and
track.
turn square left, don't
It's
cut.
because it's dark out. Cool moves. Here we go. Another little bit of a different scenario with a bit of an older generation of vehicle here.
3,
Again,
2,
thought I would mix it up a little
1,
bit.
Go.
Just so you're seeing a different scenario and setting.
Keep left over crest.
Again, fairly
To right,
varied,
4 long.
you know, across the different
Left 1
places
long.
and the different challenges and things that you do on this. With some intense rally.
Into right
I want to keep my
6.
speed up always, but it's always like
Into
I'm
left
gonna
6
fling
over
off the
bumps.
road or something.
Into right 4 continues over crest. Into left 6 60 past junction.
It's kind of nice to
Turn
be
left
driving
1,
along in the forest
40.
here. Totally staying on the track. Playing very cleanly.
Turn right 2, don't cut, bad camber. Into left 6. Into caution right 6. Immediate turn
I definitely
hairpin
get the
left.
rumble well on this.
Into left 4 long.
Don't worry, it's totally fine. I just had to
Into
make a
caution, turn square
slight
right,
extra
don't
turn
cut,
around
bumps on
the
exit.
giant wood pile.
Right 6 don't
I
cut.
feel like the sliding thing just doesn't work on those.
Into left 6 60.
Oh, I thought I could go through there a little bit and like smash stuff, but nope. I'll stay on the track. Which makes sense because, you know, obviously I'm
Left
fooling around a
3
little
long,
bit,
don't
but,
cut.
you know, for rally, since it's a much more
Into right
serious
6, 60
timed
over crest.
and, I guess, professional type setup, if that makes sense. Like, especially with the game, they just try to be, you know, accurate to the spirit of what the sporting competition is like and what it's trying to
Right
provide.
6 crest, 130.
Yeah, good damage.
Left rear feels flat. Right 6 into care, left 6 keep mid over jump. Into right 4 long. Into caution left 6 long.
I feel like
Over
I'm
crest,
just
jump.
off today with my driving. I usually am not this
Temps
bad at
high.
it.
Right 5 and right 5 long.
To be quite honest,
Left
I'm
6
very
long over
exhausted
crest.
while I'm doing this. Remember to drive in optimal conditions when you are prepared and focused on the
Into
road.
right 6 half long. Through gate, crest, and left 5 long. Into right 4 40 gate. Right 6 40. Left 6. Into right 3 long 40. Right 5 continues for 80 over crests, tightens to 3. Into left 5 over crests, continues, and tightens to 4. Keep right over jump, maybe. Left 6, right 6. Keep left over jump, maybe. Right 5 long, into caution, left 6, big jump. Right 4. Left 6, 40, bump. Right 3 long past junction, into left 6 crest jump. Right 5 long 60.
See, I'm focusing hard, getting it done. Much cleaner racing.
Keep right over
That's what
jump.
it's all about.
Left 6.
Although I don't know if race is going to be quite long
And
enough
right
that I'm
2
hoping
long.
it to be.
Into left 3 long. Into right
You can do
6
different
long.
lap setups too, you know, your scenarios. You do like qualifying stuff, whatever you want really.
Right 3, left 6.
It'd actually be kind of cool to drive out, you know, in the middle of like a
Right
forest
four
like
crest.
this. I mean, obviously, you know, I go out to the
Left
country
4 long,
sometimes,
keep
I
in
drive around in the
100.
mountains, but it's not quite like being on some random off-road path, if that makes sense.
Left 4 long. Into right 1 long 60. Turn hairpin right.
No, that wasn't good. Just some penalties, you know, nothing too bad. Oh jeez, I
Left
didn't
2
realize there was a
tightens to 1. Over
turn.
crest 60 to finish.
Oof. Time's bad. And I got all these penalties. Right on. And we've got just a little bit more to show off here before completing our rally adventure. I thought this would be fun to show off. But in the rain, I mean, there are other maps too, but yeah, I thought this was just kind of neat because this is without the Joker option, if that makes sense. At least I think. Oh no, it looks like I think that's continued in this one too. Huh, just got kind of a fun mix-up. You know, I didn't even notice that there's like a park, or, well, I don't know if you call it a park, but a theme park? Yeah, I don't know. Amusement park type setup back there. Some of the rides and that, Ferris wheel. Kinda cool. Should have picked a different level, but we're just adding a little bit more time to show off just some of the extra rally in Dirt Rally.